Hey guys, Matt here, bringing you the latest in movie reviews. But today, I'm not doing a movie review. No, instead, I'm doing a movie prediction. You see, ever since I saw Star Wars The Force Awakens, I've been speculating on exactly what's gonna happen in the next installment of the franchise. And after much research and weeks of meditation, I think I finally have it. A foolproof theory on the exact events that will transpire in Star Wars Episode VIII. So, let's get this started. Oh, and there's gonna be spoilers for Star Wars Episode VII in here, so if you haven't seen that movie yet... So you know how the other Star Wars movies have some sort of time skip between the sequels? Well, this one doesn't have one. We pick up right where the last movie left off, with Rey holding out Luke's lightsaber to him. But Luke is all like, nah, I'm not training you, it didn't work out well last time, so I'ma just peace. And then he walks away and locks himself in his cave. That's when he's visited by 3 Force ghosts, Obi-Wan, Yoda, and Anakin, who keep shifting between Sebastian Shaw, Hayden Christensen, and 10-year-old Jake Lloyd, who will reprise the role using the same technology that made Michael Douglas look younger in Ant-Man. Anyway, the ghosts show Luke visions from the past, present, and future, and make him change his ways and agree to train Rey. Meanwhile, Kylo Ren arrives on planet Evil Place to train with Supreme Leader Snoke, who isn't really 60 feet tall like his hologram, but is like 7 feet or something, which is, you know, still pretty tall, but not, like, impressively so. And also, there are the other Knights of Ren, and much like Kylo and his crossguard lightsaber, they all have light weapons that are equally cool and scientifically improbable, like a light axe, light flail, and 4 knights with weapons based around the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And from there, the movie becomes back-to-back 1980s-style training montages, with Luke training Rey and Snoke training Kylo. There's probably like an epic soundtrack during this part or something. Meanwhile, at the Resistance base, Finn finally wakes up from his coma, and who's the first person to greet him? Poe. He tells Finn that he's glad his wingman is alive, and they stare lovingly into each other's eyes for a while as the music swells. Then they walk off together and aren't seen for a good chunk of the movie. They don't say what's going on, and the kids won't know what's happening, but the grown-ups will know. Anyway, Leia is still mourning over Han's death with Chewbacca. But wait, how was Chewie with Leia when at the end of Episode VII he went off with Rey to find Luke? Don't worry about it. They probably explain it in the novelization or something. Anyway, so Chewie is getting pretty close to Leia and pretty much being her new BFF, but then who shows up? Lando Calrissian! That's right, you thought Billy D. Williams was done with these movies? Well, you're dead wrong, sir! So Lando's all like, oh, Leia, I heard about Han's death, that's so tragic, we should totally go out to dinner at some point because I'm all rich because I still own Cloud City and never peaked after high school. Chewie is having none of this. Across the galaxy, Luke finishes Rey's training and reveals to her that her staff had really been a Darth Maul-like lightsaber the whole time. Don't ask me how this works, shut up, it's cool. Then, Snoke calls up Luke and challenges him to a force-off, pitting Luke's apprentice against his own. He also calls Luke a chicken, or whatever the space equivalent of a chicken is, because everyone knows that you don't call Luke Skywalker a chicken. Or wait, maybe that was Marty McFly. Anyway, so Luke and Rey fly off to, I don't know, Hoth or someplace, because let's face it, people are going to complain about this movie being too similar to Empire Strikes Back, so we may as well roll with it. And it's here that Supreme Leader Snoke reveals his true identity. Supreme Leader Snoke! Yeah, that's it. He's not Darth Plagueis, he's not Darth Vader, he's not Kylo Ren from the future, he's just an entirely new character. Twist of the century. Back at the Resistance base, Chewie's still jelly about Leia and Lando getting close, but he can't articulate his feelings towards her. I guess Wookiees don't have a sound that means, I'm in love with my dead best friend's wife and I should feel bad about it, but I don't. Lando tries to make a move on Leia, but Chewie has had enough and punches him in the face. Just then, Han Solo shows up! That's right, Han's still alive and he's a cyborg now! But how is he alive, you may ask? Well, as he was falling after being stabbed, he ran into a little someone named Mace Windu, who now has cool cyborg arms and helped nurse Han back to health. Anyway, Han reveals that Lando isn't really Lando, but is in fact Captain Phasma, who killed Lando and stole his skin so she could infiltrate the Resistance from the inside, get close to Leia, and destroy the enemies of the First Order. Oh yeah, this movie's gonna be dark. After Han, Mace Windu, and Chewie completely destroy Captain Phasma, they all rush to the Force-Off because they heard about it because it's all over the HoloNet. And this is where the big final battle happens. Rey fights Kylo Ren, Luke fights Snoke who uses some sort of Matrix Force Kung Fu, and as the other characters fight the Knights of Ren, Finn hears a voice from off-screen that yells, "Traitor!" He turns, and it's the traitor stormtrooper from the last movie, only now he's a zombie! But how is he a zombie? I don't know, wait till episode 9, I guess. Anyway, they fight while all this other fighting is going on. Then, as the battle is drawing to a close, Kylo cuts off Rey's arm and one of her legs, because this movie needs to be one step above the standard arm-cutting-off Star Wars sequel battles. He notices from across the battlefield that his father Han Solo is still alive, and this greatly angers Kylo, so he takes his aggression out on Luke, whom he stabs multiple times with his lightsaber. With his foe fallen, Snoke reveals that this has been his master plan all along, to distract the Resistance and the Jedi so that the First Order can continue with their new plan, 2 Starkiller bases, at the same time, because the next movie's gotta be a step above Return of the Jedi. Can you imagine if that movie had 2 Death Stars at the same time? The rebels would have been screwed. So the villains escape and Rey cradles Luke. With his dying breath, he quickly reveals that Rey is really his daughter, her mother is Obi-Wan Kenobi, and the reason she's so talented with the Force is because she's the reincarnation of Anakin Skywalker. Then he dies. End of movie. Now, I'm sure some of these things won't actually happen, but I believe I have a good enough idea of where the franchise is heading to predict most of the big events that will happen in the future. So, until this movie actually comes out, I'll see... Oh wait, I didn't predict the title of the movie yet. Let's go with Star Wars Into Darkness.